Hey guys, it's the mama from offerhimblog.com. I wanted to share with you guys, your moms and dads and grandmas and whoever else is homeschooling. Um, I I have a lot of friends who are considering homeschooling and they just don't know where to get started. Or I've seen on Facebook a lot of people who are asking questions like, "I want to do it this year and I don't know what to do," and I'm thinking about putting them back in school. And I mean, that's fine. Every family looks differently. Um, and there's no right or wrong way to homeschool. But I just wanted to share with you a glimpse of what works for our family. Like I said, it doesn't work for everybody. But for us, um, sometimes a less is more approach is better. Uh, I really want to focus with my kids on cultivating a love of learning, and that to me starts with a love of reading. I really want them to love stories and reading and being read to. And I think that the love of learning comes from that. And if you don't first have a love of reading, then that love of learning is going to be much harder to cultivate because they're not going to be able to get very far without reading. So, that being said, like I said, we don't use a set box curriculum or book or whatever for reading. We mostly read books, and we do a variety of that. We do read aloud books. We go to the library and they pick out whatever books that they want. Like I call fluff books, and then mommy's going to pick some that go along with that. Especially for the younger one, I kind of give guided suggestions. I might pick some and then they can pick whatever ones they want. And then I pick some. And we have found that mommies are loved just as much as the ones that they picked out. But they don't know that to begin with. So it makes them feel important and good and special to get to pick out the books that they want to read. And especially when they're little, like preschool, first, second grade, there's no reason why they can't just read, easy readers. But you're going to also want to put something in the background going where they learn to listen and focus on stories and stuff. My second grader now was a late reader. I say late reader, not really. He didn't really learn to read until first grade, but that's really not late actually, I guess. But my daughter learned at 4.5, so to me it was late. But each kid, the point is that each kid is on their own cycle and their own level, and you have to just kind of be patient with them and feel them out and let them tell you what they're ready for when they're really young, because sometimes they're ready for stuff and sometimes they're just not. With my second grader now this year, we found out at the end of kindergarten that he needed glasses, and all kindergarten, we were going, okay, well, what's wrong? Does he have a learning disability? Does he not see well? What is it? And we took him to the eye doctor, and they're like, yeah, he's got your vision. And I'm like, oh, thanks. That makes me feel great. I've missed that all year. But I probably needed glasses a lot before I got them. I didn't get them until like 6th grade, I think, and I probably needed them in 3rd, 4th, 2nd, something like that. I remember they just kept scooting me closer and closer to the front chalkboard because I couldn't see. And I didn't know. I don't know. I don't remember knowing if I needed glasses or not. But sometimes there are things hurdles that you have to get past that make it seem like they don't love reading, but they actually do. And so one of the things that we did to kind of counter that pulling teeth feeling was we started doing read alouds. And this is a good one. Little House on the Prairie is a good series that we like. We have read this aloud. We read it when my daughter was in 1st grade, and we read it just this past summer because we do school a little bit through the summer. We put our workbooks aside this particular summer, but I've had to find things that we really enjoy reading together, and the littlest one doesn't really sit still for these, and that's okay. But we read picture books and stuff together. And as he's getting a little older, he wanders in and wanders back out. He's getting a feel for the process, and that's okay. We'll probably revisit them when he gets to be this age, because these are classics to me. You never get old. Another one that we really, really loved, and we love the movies, and we love the books. I actually, like I said, or maybe I didn't say this. When I was in public school, I loved reading when I was a kid. In school, there were some really difficult things for me in school, but the one thing that prevailed was that I always loved reading. And as I got to high school and I was in honors English, I got to where I hated reading because I was reading these books that were like, I just really didn't enjoy them. And I'm not saying that you don't have to read things that you don't like, but these were books that I just really hated. And I don't remember them now. I don't know how I made it through there, passing. I did fine, but what I'm saying is I just really didn't enjoy that. And I want, especially while they're young, I want them to love it. And so we're finding books that we like, and we're sticking with those, because that's how you cultivate a love. And I lost my love for reading when I was older because of those books that I got to where I hated. I didn't pick up another book for years. And this is one of the books when I started back reading, in my mid-20s. This was one of the ones. Yes, it's a children's book, but it's awesome. It's a great story. And this series, it's a read aloud. You could read to any age, just about. Like I said, there's some scary elements, depending on how old your kids are. But, my kids were watching the first movie in kindergarten. You can always, if you got it on the TV, you can fast forward to the scary parts. But another one that we loved as another series, and the first book is the only book that we've read. We're going to read more books of that this year. The Narnia series, and we actually pick up a lot of our books at what we call the Goodwill bookstore. They're like $2 for paperback, and I think this one was. I don't know. We're able to pick up books really cheaply there, paperback, hardback, it doesn't matter. And they have classics all the time. So, yeah, this series is awesome. If you didn't read this as a kid, which I did not, you really missed out. We really missed out. So, we read through this last year. The first book reads pretty quickly. It's like a little over 200 pages. This is the precursor to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Didn't know that before. That's actually the second book. This is the first one. This is how they enter the world of Narnia. And this year we are on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're on the 6th book, and I think there's 7. Let's see. There's The Magician's Nephew. There's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. There's The Horse and His Boy. Then there is next one, Prince Caspian, right? And then there's Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which is the follow-up to Prince Caspian, the same characters, and some new ones. And then, now this year we are on the Silver Chair. Is that right, Josh? So we're looking forward to starting that, probably tomorrow, maybe tonight even. That's the fun thing about this is that you can sit around in your pajamas and read it at bedtime, or you can do it during the day. We're going to probably do questions this year and stuff, study guide questions, that kind of thing. As my kids are getting older, the little ones can just sit and listen. The older ones can answer some questions, maybe take a test when you're done. And this is another one that we're going to be reading, starting the Tolkien books. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah. So to me, and like I said, Little House on the Prairie is another good one. We read that this summer again for the second time. So just really find books that are great stories, and even if what I found is that even if it's above their reading level, it's not above their listening level and their comprehension level. They can understand a lot more if you are reading it to them, and they don't get stuck on so many big words. And even when they do get stuck, you can be there to explain them, and then it becomes a teaching moment. So to me, that's why we love read aloud books. It may not have been designed for that way, but there's nothing like sitting around the fire and reading Little House on the Prairie, or any of those other books. And of course, it's always fun when you can bring in a movie at the end and have a discussion about what you like better, the movie or the book, and how that's different and how they were the same. And that gives them critical thinking, and they're comparing and contrasting without even realizing it. There's so many ways that by doing reading this way, they get so much more out of it than they could from just reading a textbook. So that's why we choose to read aloud for reading. And they also have free reading time. Like I said, they pick whatever books they want at the library. And it's kind of like training wheels are off, and as they get older and older, they pick things. My daughter loves Junie B. Jones and Beavis and Ramona, all the books that I loved as a kid. She loves those. And my son likes Wimpy Kid books, and so they have their books that they like. But we always come back to classics like this when we are reading together, and we can do it as a family. So we really love that. So hopefully that helps you guys. Ended up being a longer video than I wanted, but that's me. What else is new? So I hope this encourages you and your family that it doesn't have to be this big, expensive thing. You can even buy the books as you go. And I'm going to try to put some related worksheets and things that we are doing to go along with our read alouds. Maybe on Teachers Pay Teachers, or maybe just up for sale directly on the website, or maybe I'll even just put them there just for you guys. I don't know. But yeah, the whole thing is that it's meant to be an encouragement to y'all. And if I can minister to your family in that way, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I want to share my love for homeschooling with you guys, because I want your kids to love learning like my kids love learning. So yeah. God bless.